You don't feel bad when somebody kills somebody on Arsha, right? But if a red player kills somebody on a normal server, you feel bad. But why? Yeah, sure, we're on Arsha. He's asking for it in a way by coming to Arsha. But dude, you're asking for it if you're dying to the red player and not swapping your server. You want to give me any warning on what this is, Nia, before I get into this? Do you want to pre-plant an opinion in my mind so that I can agree with you when I'm done with it? EU suggestions, the karma system. Not too appealing to me. The extreme unbalance and unfairness towards red players. We all have our own opinions and feelings towards red players and their playstyle, which may or may not be valid, but that is not what is important here. First of all, I want to say that yes, I am a red player. Been a perma red player for a little over 6 months now. I was already on and off for years. My issue is not towards the crystal loss or any of the classic repercussions that it gives us. I don't know any of the other really big repercussions. I guess you can't go into town, little shit like that, but the crystal loss is to me the biggest thing because it keeps you from wearing crystals that you need in order to PvP. You know, you can't PvP a lot of people as a red player, especially if they're near endgame gear, especially if they're evasion and shit. You can't AOS, you know, you don't have accuracy. Oh, you can't do Pig Cave or Monty Realm if you're red. Interesting. That's fucked up. Pretty stupid. I didn't know that. My issue is mostly with the time it takes to recover karma, not being able to tag, and how for some reason Pig Cave is not grindable for red players. Oh, there it is. I guess I would have learned that. And you can't even Magnus? That's crazy. After the karma changes, it would be family-wide, and there was something that was going to happen. So the tagging system didn't get updated with it. An easy way to allow red players to tag would be to make the tag gear act the same as main gear. I guess because they know if you tag the gear and it downgrades, whatever. But no one downgrades as red anyway. You always have crystals on, man. They should just remove the downgrading thing. It's pretty stupid. It should just break your crystals. And if you don't have crystals on, guess what? Now you can't PvP anybody that's, like, good. It's, like, such a tedious thing, the crystal system. It's so outdated. Now, you know, like, that was a system that was, what, implemented before the marketplace? You know, like, now you could just pre-order a bunch of shit crystals to break when you die, and you don't have to worry about losing anything important. It's basically you just can't use crystals. They should just make it so you can't use crystals if they really needed to. Like, I hate tedious, silly, you know, hoops to jump through. I didn't even realize this is from Uni, I think. Okay. My idea would be to make it act like main gear. Okay, we got that. Oh, it doesn't explode. And if I had a minimum crystal requirement to prevent downgrade, it would also affect it by downgrading the main gear, even on the tag gear. Second issue, most important in my opinion, is how long it takes to go back to positive karma. Forever, I heard. Currently, it takes about 20, basically a fucking 20 hours. Jesus. I haven't even grinded 20 hours this week. Maybe this 2 weeks. Actually, maybe with hardcore server, I'm almost there. The best spots for this are Polys and Pilaku, because they are negative, but they are negative money per hour. That is unfortunate. Very demotivating to anyone trying to tag. It's unrelated to do so. Demotivates open world PvP, which already rarely recurs after the one-sided deck changes and channel swaps being 3 minutes. Dude, it's just giving me too many like realizations on why. My hope for this would be either reduce the amount of time needed to recover karma from negative 10 mil to 0, make it around 5 hours, which is fucking still plenty of time, man. 5 hours with no money is a crazy punishment. Or buff the karma recovery on spots all around, making it possible to recover anywhere. That's a lot better. Personally, like the first option more, but it's up to the devs. I'll take what I can get. Lastly, the Pig Cave spot. As we know, Pig Cave and Marnie spots, and as well as other spots, also know red players cannot enter the Marnie realm. I think it's completely fair. We can join Marnie realm since it's a protection for red players. Oh, okay, I see why now. Okay, that makes sense. I think this wasn't debated enough, or maybe it was forgotten that it could happen, but removing grind spots from red players takes away the essence of the game, which would be that sandbox aspect. It is true. The overall point would be to allow all spots to all players. I mean, basically, we're just begging for them to fix red. I would like to hear your thoughts. All right, so 6 thumbs downs already because people are just pathetic. Like, how often do you, bro, you nerds, how often do you, if you're like a real PvE player, you don't even want to PvP, whatever, how often do you even come across a red player, man? And, like, if you do, what, you swap, they made the game easy as fuck. You just swap servers if you're getting griefed by a red player. You have a 3-minute cooldown. You'll find another spot. I have yet to see an endgame spot that's packed. I just freely walk, whenever I want to grind, I go to a grind spot and it's open. The game is fucking popularity is minimal compared to what's ever been. It's crazy to hate on, like, making red players' lives slightly easier. I can't, I'm gonna read them. Yeah. The general idea of karma in all games is to punish players for their bad behavior and don't motivate them to do it again. It never has a separate content in any game. This is punishment. So please don't talk about red players like a special content in this game. If compared to IRL, you complain that robbers don't have freedom. It sounds like that. I have the perfect solution for you. Don't be red and play the game. Nerd! I see one red player. Bro, I literally never. I think the only time I ever saw a red player, it was Carl from EU on NA. I think he might have been red. I don't even know. I don't think I don't know a red player. I never see a red player. I ran into 3 red players this week. Guess what? It was fun. I got open world PvP for the first time in 9 months. Thank you, red players, for bringing us PvP. We appreciate you. They might not, but we do. Maybe I need to go red. I don't know, bro, but I'll never get gear that way. It's just it's such a miserable POV to complain about, man. So minor. Like, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect anyone. People being red. Like, there's no way you should care enough, man. The point is, like what you said, this is punishment. There's already more than enough. Guess what? The game already had punishment for red players. They only made it 10 times worse recently. It was already like that. And guess what? Even before they made it 10 times worse, I never saw red players. I saw Neptunes. That was it. That was the only red player I think I've seen. And the GM of Ingenium. But I would only see him during Node War anyway. That was it. Oh, the Red Shy, which was like 5 years ago. Ever. 3. We got 3 in the past 5 years. You know? Shit. It's really not a big deal, man. You could lighten the load on them. Like, they added element to the game. You know? The thing about these games, like, dude, think about it. Skyrim. What is one of the most fun things in Skyrim? To me, it's the random encounters in games like that make them. Which is why, to me, Starfield, whatever the fuck it was a flop. Because the random encounters were almost never, there was almost none. And to me, random encounters spice the game up. They make it so when you're going from quest to quest and you don't know what to do and you just want to fight something or have some fun, it spices things up. Red players add to random encounters for BDO. Random encounters are what make MMOs extremely fun. You know, especially open world like BDO. That's why I fell in love with BDO. Because of the random encounters. And they're becoming rarer and rarer because of stuff like this. They're taking it away. I forgot who it was. I don't remember. But some tamer, not a tamer, Sork I ran into on Arsha like a year ago. We both just got our T10s, I guess. And we were just like circling each other and fucking with each other and knocking each other. We didn't exchange one word. I don't think we've ever spoken before. We just started fucking with each other in game. And then we started talking after. But again, random encounters, you know, like it's a beautiful thing. And they're hard to come by. And in most games, they're just made by NPCs. In BDO, you have the fucking amazing platform to have random encounters with other human beings. And they're trying their best to remove that from the game. And it's a terrible thing to witness. All right, back to messages. I understand what you were saying. But firstly, you can't compare IRL to a video game. Did I just do that? I don't know. One thing is to punish a player by making crystal loss on PvP and PvE death and gear downgrade, which I completely agree with. The red player, agreeing. Another thing is removing the ability of red players to enjoy the basic commodities such as tagging. It is pretty stupid that you can't tag. Because the thing is, what do? You just got to go grind your karma back, tag, and then boom, you go red again. Thanks for, like, just making the game unfun for this guy. He's still going to do what he wants to do, but it's just he has to have less fun doing it. Also, you need to understand that not everyone is a perma red player on a perma red or a red player in general. It's very rare. No one is. If someone griefs you when you hop on a channel and another person comes and griefs you, there will be a point where you're going to flag on the person and probably go negative karma. It's used to happen to me all the time. Let's say hypothetically it happens to you and you act on it because you got tilted and griefed 2 or 3 times in a row. Does that mean you should lose everything and have to spend 20 hours going positive? Yeah, I've gone to negative 1 mil or whatever it was a few times. And had to grind it back. You might not agree with me, but red players are essentially BDO. Got you back, homie. All right. Is this the same person? No. That was Briex. This is Bisnia. It's not... If not Alt-C, Reds, and Karma System, BDO wouldn't be able to call itself an open-world MMORPG. Spittin'. I think it wouldn't be important... I think if it wouldn't be important, then they just delete these functions from the game and leave PvP only in controlled environments. Instead, they decide to keep it in these very limited, restricted, one-sided form. Nothing was ever done to address karma bombing. This is true. They removed all the ways we used to self-police karma bombing, and they never did anything to prevent karma bombing. Imagine if they developed I don't know what that word is, and lawless areas along with bounty system. Bounty system would have been cool with the whole Deadeye vibe. That's pretty smart of him. Hire this guy. Hire this man. Actually do something for part of the community themselves created and allowed existing. Punishments are fine, but original post says limiting reds from game content is a cheap solution move. He's right. Red players are humans too. Debatable. And likely paid themselves or got the game gifted from a friend. Why'd they not be able to enjoy new content at their own risks? Nah, dog. If someone is red and they keep killing me over a spot that they are too geared for and make more money somewhere else, but just want to be annoying as fuck. Fuck him. I get that, Denny, but like, dude, the thing is, we made the game easier to avoid griefers and red players and all that stuff, and we made the game harder for red players. We didn't need to do both. You needed to do one or the other. You know, you have no excuse for getting farmed by a red player unless your guild is, or you're either streaming your server and they're actively sniping you, or one of your guildmates is leaking your location. If that's not happening, you have zero excuse for letting a red player farm you because you could swap every 3 minutes. People do, but bro, you could just swap now. It's so easy. And there's no more fucking black robe guy to track where somebody went. There's a million servers you can swap to. You have your Marnie realm now. There's so many ways to avoid getting grief, dude. It's hard to defend it anymore. Revert one-sided decks. I am all about one-sided decks coming back to the game because to me, that was how we policed ourselves. I said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000 times. Somebody fucks with somebody, no matter what guild I'm in, I hear they're fucking with somebody, I deck that guild, and now I can go kill the person that's bullying somebody. I always go back to the Cannon situation where Cannon was getting bullied. And I would have loved to deck the guilds that were bullying him, but they immediately implemented that guild change, and then I couldn't help him. There was no solving it. And the worst part about Cannon is he wasn't hiding a server. He stopped hiding a server because he believed the trolls saying that they had a bot that could track his server, which wasn't true. But he believed it and was like, I guess there's no point hiding my server, so he stopped hiding his server, and they just continued to snipe him. By the way, that's a 2,000 average viewer streamer right there. That's who people are listening to for advice on video games. Dog, I don't agree with you. Disagree with you. Wow, I don't know what I just said. Agree with you? I smooshed that word together. I don't disagree with you. But when someone is overgeared and is a red player and just kills people for the lulz and wants to waste their own and your time, you got to switch for the sake. Fuck those cunts. I'm not saying, you know, they're not wrong for doing that. But it's not like there's not much you could do. Like, I could still do that, bro. I mean, I could, like, bro, I could do that on Arsha. You know what I mean? I could go kill somebody grinding on Arsha right now. That's basically the same thing. But you're going to say, oh, it's on them because what? Because they're on Arsha? I'm going to go kill this kid right now. I don't even know who this is, but we're going to run at them and kill them. Make a point. All right, now, are you going to say fuck me because I did that? Or are you going to say, oh, it's because he's on Arsha, so I don't care? I'm going to get to a point. Arsha's different. Why? I want to hear it. Why is Arsha different? If you go to Arsha, even as low-geared, you deserve it. But bro, if you die to a red player that outgears you, and you don't swap to one of the 30 other servers, maybe you deserve to be dying. Maybe you deserve to stay dying to him. You know what I mean? You could swap. It's the same thing. Yeah, sure, it's slightly more inconvenient for you because you didn't ask for it. But, so what, bro? You could, if you get killed on Valencia 3, someone's griefing you, you could just swap. I'm just saying, it's a very, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But this is I feel like this is a simple thing. And, bro, if you're in a guild, you have 3 servers that you could swap between instantly. So, say you die in Medallia 2, but you have 3 and 4 as your guild servers. You swap to Medallia 3 instantly. Someone's there, you swap to 4 instantly. Now you're back to grinding. That's the slight mishap, the slight hiccup from being on an open world game. I feel like that's nothing, dude. Bro, years ago, it was a 10-minute cooldown to swap servers. And every grind spot was taken. You had to wait for grind spots. It was hard. Considering that that's how the game used to be, and now it's not even close to what that is, I feel like you can't complain, you know? You can, I mean, you can report him if you want, but dude, you know, like, there's zero reason. Like, even the GM might be like, dude, why don't you just hop servers? He can't know what server you went to. You know, like, there's no reason to be mad anymore, except ego. Except you being like, fuck this guy for killing me. I understand you've been seeing it this way, and trying to get somebody to change on how they view something is literally impossible. So I'm not expecting you to change your opinion right now, but I'm hoping it opens the door towards you possibly changing that opinion in the near future. That's all. Divios! Ah, what a good timing. And the point I just made is I attacked somebody on Arsha, right? I just killed somebody on Arsha. Do you feel bad for him? Do you think I'm an asshole for doing that? No, because it's on Arsha. You don't feel bad when somebody kills somebody on Arsha, right? But if a red player kills somebody on a normal server, you feel bad. But why? Yeah, sure, we're on Arsha. He's asking for it in a way by coming to Arsha. But dude, you're asking for it if you're dying to the red player and not swapping your server. Because guess what? There's no repercussion to swapping your server anymore. It's a 3-minute cooldown, and you get 3 guild servers that you can swap through first. So to me, that's the point I was trying to make. But anyway, yeah, you came in at an interesting time. We're doing there was a lot of fighting in here. But it looks like it's settling down. The dust is settling. That ad made everybody calm down. Everybody got stuck in an ad, and they tuckered out. All right, or maybe not. Den is still pissed, I guess. It is what it is. Persist. Yes! Vengeance, motherfucker! The king has fallen!